Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka the Bearded Brit here, bringing you another Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn video. This time we're doing the second level 20 Guildhest called Stinging Back. And this one's a little bit more tricky, I will say, especially as a tank, as a DPS. Most of these are fairly simple, you don't have to do anything apart from spam buttons. And as a healer, again, fairly simple. I think tanking is always, not always, but most of the time, more challenging. In this game it seems. In WoW it's really not. Like, tanking is quite face roll in WoW, but in this game it's a little bit more tricky because of the way the threat works. Obviously in WoW you can taunt. First of all, you don't have a taunt in this game, and your threat builds up with all your attacks. So even auto attacks in WoW build up threat. In this game you have certain abilities that do that, so that's the first problem. That's quite a big problem as well at that. So to get threat on a lot of mobs in this game, you have to use area attacks, but they're expensive on TP. So I find that quite challenging, but I have found a workaround for it now. It's through, I leveled up my gladiator. I think I mentioned this in the last one, but I got a spell called Flash, and it runs off MP instead of TP. So that helps tremendously, in tanking a lot of mobs, because you can use that and then spam your other abilities that increase threat with your TP, and you don't have to worry about running out too quickly. So it's made it a lot easier. And again, I will mention that this is the second time I recorded this video. It's the first time I had a douchebag of a party member, and on the last boss he just channeled it, didn't kill any of the ads, and I lost aggro on the boss and he died. So I thought, I don't mind saying that happened, but I don't want to bring a video with crap like that happening. I want it a bit more successful run, and I want to show you how this should happen, in case you were wanting to know what you should do in this place. Not that I think you need to, because it's not that tricky. They're fairly self-explanatory. There's no crazy mechanics on the boss at the end. It's literally just a tank and spank, like all these Guildhests are really. I think Hero on a Half Shell had a unique mechanic where you had to burn that little herb patch, but other than that it was very simple. They all are really. But they're good. They're good little ways to break up questing and all your guild leaves and stuff that you have to do. Well, you don't have to do, but it makes it quicker leveling up like that. And it just adds a little bit of variety to what you can do, which is cool. You need that when you're leveling up, especially in a game that takes as long as this does. It's not stupidly long. It doesn't take forever, but it's still it's a lot of levels to do. Whereas if you've played WoW for a long time, you'll have a high level character, and when a new expansion comes out you'll only need to do those few levels, whereas this is starting completely from the beginning and you need to do it all over again. So it's a lot of work initially, but once you get to end game, and hopefully I do soon, I'll be able to bring you some awesome content. I'm avoiding spoilers at the moment. There's some awesome stuff that I could have recorded that is really good, like in the storyline, but again, I don't really want to put spoilers out on the channel for obvious reasons. Some people are obviously still leveling up and they don't want to see that. They don't want their class quest spoiled or the main storyline spoiled, so I'm not going to do that. But I will, when I get to end game, hopefully be able to bring some high level content, which should be pretty good. I did think about doing dungeons, but the problem with those is they're stupidly long. Like, I think I've recorded the first two that you get access to. I think it was Sastasha and Tamtara Deepcroft. I've got those two recorded, but they're like 30-minute videos. And I've done 30-minute videos before, but I'm not sure what format to do, and whether to continuously commentate over them the whole time, or just chime in when there's stuff that you should know, do it more of a guide type of video. I'm not sure. I'm still undecided on that, of how to do those. So when I do finally work out how I'm going to do that, then you can probably expect to see that on the channel, because they're not really that spoilery. They are obviously linked with the storyline, but they're not, it's not obvious. It doesn't flash up on the screen. There's not like massive cutscenes with spoilers everywhere. It's literally just, you get your quest and you know why you're in there, but it doesn't come across why you're in there really. So that's not too spoilery. So I might bring those in the future. Still undecided. But if you'd like to see dungeon runs, if you're maybe interested in getting the game and you want to see what the more difficult content's like, then let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to actually make those videos if people want them. Because at the end of the day, I'm making these videos for you. If you want to see something, tell me. I'll do my best to make it a decent video, the one that I actually want to put out. And if I can do that, then expect it on the channel. If not, then there's probably a good reason why it's not there. Either I didn't feel like it, you know, I couldn't get a quality enough video out on that subject, I don't know, or I'm just bad and I couldn't actually like physically do it because I'm terrible at the game or whatever, something like that. That's what I used to do. Like in WoW, people have asked me to do PvP stuff in the past, but I'm awful at PvP. I'm not going to say I was any good because I wasn't, you know. PvE was my strong point, you know. But then again, that's completely unrelated to this video. As always, I don't know why I seem to do this. So it's probably why I've got no subscribers, because I'm awful at staying on track. But then again, you know, you watch the TGS podcast or co-optional podcast now. Christ, even I'm doing it, and they literally don't stay on track. So I don't know, that might not be a thing. It might just be me being generally boring. I'm not sure. Anyway, enough about that. More about the game. I'm really enjoying Final Fantasy XIV so far. I played the original one. I've probably mentioned this before, and it was awful. But this one is so good. There is a few problems. You know, there's other than the main story quest, the other quests available are just awful. They're just like generic filler crap that used to be in WoW until they, you know, reorganised it in Cataclysm and made the levelling up process quite good. It's still not great, it's still a little bit grindy, but this is old school WoW, like vanilla WoW questing, like collect 10 bear asses. That's always a good example because everyone understands that. But yeah, they're not very good. Hopefully they can fix that in the future. As I said, it is a new MMO, so you don't expect it to be perfect right off the bat. They never are. It's impossible to do that. But this is very good. So if you're on the borderline thinking of getting it, then I would recommend getting it. You know, you'd play it for a month easily without getting bored. Maybe, you know, you get to end game in that time. Then fair enough. If you don't want to do end game, you can stop. But if you do, you'd probably be good to keep going. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.